Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gaming with me, Tony Mo. Let me start by saying happy Friday to you. We are here today, of course, launching yet another community challenge. This time, I want you guys to grab your Boomstick and show me just how well you can do with it. Now, in the instance of Boomsticks, I'm going to be limiting you to just the EVA 8 shotgun. The Mastiff is pretty popular these days. It's become a meme. Everybody uses that thing. I see it all over the place. People throw the Gravity Star down, then they use the Mastiff, so on and so forth. I wanted to see people return to the EVA, though. Really, one of my big things when I was looking at the community challenge was like, how do I want to theme each challenge? What sort of ideas can I pull from? And one of the top sort of concepts on my list was to get people to revisit guns that have sort of fallen out of the meta, or guns that never really made it to the meta, guns that were never really excessively popular. Now, the EVA at one point was pretty potent, and I think it saw a lot more use on the PC, but it's even seemingly died off there. Most people are running every other gun in the sun, SMGs, the R2, the Mastiff even, before they even consider the EVA. In my mind even, it's as if the gun kind of disappeared. I forgot it was in my roster, despite having that loadout there forever on both the Xbox One and the PC. So I figured it was time that we all revisit this thing. It's not nearly as powerful as it was after launch. You're looking at 2-shot kill if you're very close. Beyond that, 3, 4, 5 shots even. And considering the size of the magazine, it is very difficult to get multi-kills without having to reload, or with having to reload and stay alive. In this instance, I imagine many of you are going to run phase shift with that, and I think that's okay. I actually took this as an opportunity to revisit phase shift in its updated form and try and use it as an offensive ability. I'm not really someone who's ever used phase shift. I think I used it a little bit at launch, but I fell into stim very early on while I was trying to learn how to slide hop, and then I went to pulse blade and pretty much everything else under the sun before using phase shift. So my idea this time, while messing around with the EVA, is to use phase as an offensive tool set. So rather than just using it to make an escape when I'm low on HP or to get a reload off, while I'm trying to string together some multi-kills, I'll actually use it to push on an enemy that may be out in the open. It's one of the most difficult things about the EVA right now, unless you're on a really tight quarters map like Dry Dock. You really do have to be able to close that gap without getting engaged. For some of you, you might rely on a pistol to take longer shots. I know I had the RE45 and found that to be a pleasant backup, sometimes even using that as my primary before switching to the EVA. This is going to be an interesting challenge, and I expect to see you guys linking the EVA with sidearms. So don't worry if your clip has like 2 sidearm kills and 3 EVA kills, or 2 EVA kills and 1 sidearm kill. Feel free to mix and match. I definitely want the focus to be on the EVA gunplay, but if you need to fall back due to the weapon's reload and limited magazine size and a multi-target engagement, sidearms are definitely useful, and I definitely expect to see them in these clips. Now, if you guys have never submitted for the community challenge, all the information you need is located down in the pinned comment below. Please read the rules and guidelines to the T. 2-minute or less clips. I don't want people sending me montages and then expecting me to find the best clip in those things. I get like 50 of these clips, guys. I don't have time to look through your 20-minute clip to pull out the 30-second moment where you actually did really well. That's up to you to decide what you want to send in. 1 clip per person, as always. Make sure it's a YouTube link. Be very careful. You only have 1 chance to submit that link, so if you link me to my own YouTube channel, as people have done before, your clip's not going to end up getting submitted, and you'll be very sad when you don't see your insane quad kill / Firestar kill with the EVA 8 up on next week's highlight reel. I think the EVA is a really fun weapon. I miss it very much. And while it is not the strongest weapon on the battlefield, it requires you to close the gap on your enemy. It requires you to move a little bit differently. I think a lot of you guys who use the Mastiff frequently will be pretty comfortable with this challenge. Everyone else, though, who hasn't really touched the shotguns in a long time, I think is going to find themselves in a very interesting position, having to move in a very different way, having to force themselves into engagement distances that they typically don't have to force themselves into to get those kills, to get those reloads, to get those multi-kills, and I think all in all, we're going to have some pretty interesting clips. Now, of course, the clips aren't always just about multi-kill feeds. If you guys watched the previous challenges, I like to highlight people doing different things, different playstyles, people using whatever the challenge is to create a different solution. It's not always about getting 5 or 6 kills. Sometimes it's just about playing really intelligently to get 1 or 2 kills. So get the clip submitted. Don't worry so much about, am I not good enough? Everyone has an opportunity to get highlighted here for one reason or another, and you'll never know if you don't submit the clip. So get them in. Hopefully we can make this challenge as successful and as popular as the Kraber challenge was. I look forward to looking through all of your clips and revisiting them next week for that highlight reel. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have an outstanding weekend. Play some Lawbreakers if you're getting worn out on Titanfall 2. Lawbreakers Open Beta is live right now on PC and PlayStation 4. And as always, remember to play smart, remember to play to challenge yourself, but most importantly, remember to play for fun.